So, morning all. Welcome here to the Sandbox stage, where we have a morning packed full of pitches, starting with the healthcare section. So, my name's Cian Kennedy. I'm 1/3 of the Irish triumvirate with close links to IE Business School and Spain Startup. I've lived in Spain for 5 years and been heavily involved in the fintech sector over the last 4 to 5 years. So, without further ado, I'm getting started with Rocío from Amadix. Amadix are a company developing innovative diagnostic tests for cancer detection in blood. 3 minutes.
Good morning. My name is Rocío, CEO of Amadix. I'm here to tell you a revolutionary way of diagnostics for the most common cause of death. We do very early detection of cancer in blood before symptoms to extend people's lives. During many years, diagnostics have been made after symptoms, like imaging or biopsies, after the tumor is there. Let me show you an example. Audrey Hepburn was diagnosed at 63 years old with colon cancer after fecal bleeding. She was dead a year later. Her probability of being cured was 10% that she didn't make it. If she had been screened for colon cancer, her probability of being cured would have been 90%. We work to have an impact on people's lives. Every once in a while, new diagnostics ways makes an impact. Colofast is an innovative test to detect colon cancer before symptoms, awarded as a disruptive product by the European Commission with a 2.8 million euros grant. It detects precancerous polyps 8 to 10 years before the tumor, easily removed by colonoscopy. We work for detecting 3 devastating types of cancer. Imagine the future for people in the past affected by pancreatic or lung cancer if these products were commercialized. We are aiming to big markets, Europe and the US, 200 million people eligible for colon cancer screening. 70% of them do not get screened because current diagnostic methods are either invasive as colonoscopy or detect cancer after symptoms like fecal test. Colofast has better capacity, double accuracy for detecting precancer, for detecting the tumor earlier in a blood draw at a lower cost. It will be commercialized next year through partners in Europe, the US, and China. Conversations with most of the main diagnostic players are moving forward. Our revenue model is based on reliable market research in comparison to Cologuard, a fecal test commercialized in the US. Regulatory approval is very close to start selling in Europe. We are talking with the FDA in January to start clinical studies in the US. Our team is highly specialized in cancer diagnostics. Some people from New York or Taiwan, and advisors from San Francisco, Berlin, and Israel. And this is my last slide. Most colon cancer cases are diagnosed late. Let's do our best to diagnose our families and children before symptoms to avoid the tumor and the chemo. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Maureen. So, thank you very much, Rocío. Next up, we have Alberto from Biomakers, a biotech company born in Silicon Valley, specialized in the identification and understanding of the biome. The microbiome, sorry.
Hello, everybody. Yes, my name is Alberto Acedo. I'm the co-founder and chief scientific officer of Biomakers, a smart microbial discovery startup. We have, as a scientific, I have the power to see the life in another perspective. For example, in deep, the microbial life. For you, for example, this is only a square with 2 colors, but for me, this is a machine learning model to yield prediction, to sugarcane yield prediction, based in microbiome analytics. The colors are related with the yield of the sugarcane fields, and the gel is driving for the different metabolic pathways coming from the microbes. Looking at this and knowing that, we can improve the yield of the low fields, and this is more money for farmers, and this is more money for our current client, the sugar factory. And this is because we have the superpower, or we developed the superpower to analyze all the microbes that live in the soil using DNA, technology based in DNA and machine learning to translate this in a simple index to measure the soil health. And we can show that useful information in a very cool way for farmers and for ag product developers. And with this superpower to identify any kind of microbes in the soil, we can isolate superbugs too. And here 3 different examples. The first one allow me to continue drinking my favorite wine because we identify a fungus that avoid the horrible disease on vineyards. For the other hand, we identify a super yeast that grow very fast in a very low temperature. And with this yeast, we can prevent the apple degradation without use any fungicide. And for the other hand, these super bacteria that we identified last year after the Napa fires are able to degrade the toxins after the fire, but is able to degrade diesel too. And all of this is possible because 2 years ago we drew this specific curve. When we raise our seed round is for 2.2 million, I can develop a very powerful team, 40% PhD with different scales, working in 3 different countries, in US, in Spain, and in UK. This team was collect a lot of recognition around the world, and we are working in 2 goals: more food for our growing people, and turn intensive agriculture into live farming. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alberto. So next up, we have Marta from BWOM, a digital coach that creates personalized preventive care plans for women's health.
We women go through different stages in our lives. In all these transitions, we not only feel changes in our bodies, but also in our minds. I'm talking about intimate health, which still today is surrounded by taboos and stigmas, and that's why many women are suffering them in silence. Just to give you an example, from our 200K users, 60% have urine leaks, but only 2% have gone to a specialist when the issue is already severe. Issues like chronic incontinence, sexual dysfunction, organ prolapse, not only have a social impact on those women that are suffering from them, but also have an economic one. Only in the US, intimate health costs $111 billion a year. Imagine if we can turn these preventable costs into healthy industries, just to changing from sicker to healthcare. We are BWOM, a digital code that gives women the tools to prevent and take control of their own health. What makes us unique is that we are all personalized. We ask questions to the user, and with all this data, we generate personalized action plans with exercises, habits, knowledge, and tracking. And we not only treat health we not only focus on the symptoms, and that's why we treat health in an holistic way. We have a freemium model to our end users, but now we are focused on the business-to-consumer model. We are helping health stakeholders to have more touching points with their end users and to have a complementary service to their products, and also to make better business decisions on the data generated from the app. This is only possible thanks to our amazing team with entrepreneurial expertise and those complementary skills that would make us a great success. And also thanks to our investors. Hansi Hansman, lead investor of MySugar, already sold to Roche, the Rantastic founders, and the Doctoralia founders. We are building a necessary business that can change millions of women's lives out there, because women's health right is now a social priority, and we can change millions of women's lives out there, and technology could be our liberator. We can say hello to a new paradigm of healthcare based on education and prevention. Do you want to be part of it? Just say hello P1, hello self-confidence. Thank you.
So thank you, Marta. Next up, we have Adria from CreatSense, which is a new platform to monitor your health through low-cost, paper-based sensors.
I would like to present now you CreatSense, a new home healthcare platform. We are addressing a huge problem, which is the chronic kidney disease. It's affecting the 10% of the global adult population. And the real problem is that in the end stage of that disease, you need to be treated by dialysis or finally transplant. And that has a huge cost in the healthcare system. Also, there is a problem for the patient because it reduces a lot the quality of life of that patients. And that happens because there is a lack of tools to real-time monitorize that disease. For that, in CreatSense, we create a solution, a new medical device, paper-based sensor that allows us, with a just drop of blood, detect the 2 key biomarkers for monitorize that disease. And we can send that information in real time from the patient that is in the pharmacy or at home to the doctor that is in the hospital. This is our actual functional prototype that we have validated in Hospital Clínic of Barcelona in 35 patients of dialysis, more than 700 samples of blood. For that, the market is huge. We're talking about 200 million patients affected. And if we take into account that the analysis will take 1.6 euros for each analysis, in a year, our benchhead market could be of 3.8 billion. That huge market has a lot of competitors, and we're going to be different from them because of the price, but also because of the usability. The ease to use of the device will allow us to create that channel that actually doesn't exist because it's just the drop of blood in real time. The business model will be easy. We're going to use the 2 mainly business models, the pay-per-use, where we have a stream of revenues because for each paper-based, and then we have the subscription model where we are going to offer a service to the hospital or healthcare center in order not just to provide the kit, if not also to provide the data management and also patients management. All that is impossible without a team. We're telling a team about a business, also chemist, where we have Francisco Javier Andrade, former director of Open Innovation in Unilever, a designer, and also a team of advisors, nephrologists from Hospital Clinic, and Luis Falco from Regulatory and Fundraising. So we have all the capabilities to bring that project to the market, and what we are needing now is a financial partner that helps us to raise 300,000 euros to develop that final prototype and start the clinical regulatory trials to obtain the CE mark. So let's take a coffee and discuss more about the project. Thank you.
So thank you, Adria. Next up, we have Javier from IOMED. IOMED uses natural language processing, or NLP, to extract data from medical records.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. My name is Javier de Oca, and I want every one of you to think about a hospital information system 50 years back. Think about what it was, mainly paper. Think about how difficult it was for that hospital to do anything with that paper, to extract any value from that information. Well, nowadays, it's not that different. We don't have paper anymore, but we have this. 85% of the information we store in hospitals about patients is stored in this format, which makes all this information non-reusable medical data. Data we cannot aggregate, we cannot analyze. Basically, data we cannot do anything with it besides reading through it. And that is a very, very important problem, or better said, a very great opportunity, because according to McKinsey, if we had the data, performing big data techniques on that data could save up to 300 billion euros only in the United States every year. And that is exactly what we're doing. We extract and create those data from the text, from the medical text I showed you, using natural language processing in order for artificial intelligence and data analytics to be performed on those data. Basically, we transform text into data and create use cases on those data. For example, models that predict what patient will need palliative care or select, or more accurately, select patients for clinical trials. And this capability, this analytic capability, is what we're selling to mainly 3 customer segments: pharma, consultancy, and insurance, opening a wide market worldwide of over 2 billion euros a year. And in order to make this great opportunity an actual success, I present you the best thing I have today, our wonderful team. Our team is made up of Alvaro, a biotechnologist, Gabriel, a medical doctor who is also a data scientist and a mathematician, and myself in the business development area with over 5 years of experience. The 3 of us supported by a team of 6 people in Barcelona, and also supported by our wonderful advisors who bring in the expertise from top-notch organizations, and with whom help we've actually achieved very important milestones in our life as a company. For example, launching our deep tech product, installing it in Hospital Vall d'Hebron, and analyzing over 17 million medical records with it, and actually raising funds with over 600,000 euros. All this is, of course, the first milestones of a very ambitious business plan that has to drive us in the year 2020 to over 4 million euros in revenues. And in order to make that, we're making our first steps, first with our last fundraising, in which we closed around €500,000, and next with our coming fundraising in the year 2019 with a Series A, to which I invite you all to come and ask for more information. I want to just finish saying, join us. Join us to actually embrace artificial intelligence in healthcare and to keep on bringing intelligence to healthcare data. Thank you very much.
Muy fácil. Thank you, Javier. Next up, we have Clément from MedMeSafe. MedMeSafe is an online platform for genetic screening and video appointments with healthcare practitioners.
Good morning, everybody. I guess we are all here today because we think the most important in life is your health, and it's unique. So to take care about it, we've got to understand how it works. And in this way, MedMeSafe provides you the latest analysis in the market to understand and to read this information, and then, with the help of medical doctors, to improve your quality of life and to prevent some disease. Basically, MedMeSafe is an online platform for predictive and preventive medicine. I won't talk about the market because you know the genomic market better than me. So just tell you that we design the best medical services, and we want to do it online for our customer to be available at any moment, anywhere, at any time. We did all the development in-house because we wanted the control of the platform. And we built, I think, the best science and ethics committee in Spain, and then we will open it to other specialists in all over the world. MedMeSafe connects people with physicians and with the best genetic labs for the moment. So basically, the client pays the service, we collect the money, and then we give back a part to the physician to make his video consultation, and the other one to the lab. Just to tell you that MedMeSafe is already a well-known brand in the medical and biotech industry in Spain. So that's why, in the beginning of next year, we want to internationalize the platform. Today, we have more than 120 medical doctors who register the platform. And we are the first telemedicine platform which has been accredited, certificated by the Spanish medical colleges. I won't present the team because it will be too long, but it's a great team. I'm the CEO. My chairman is Dr. Christian Ledors. He has built from scratch the second private hospital group in France. And I just wanted to talk a bit about my CTO, Carlos, which is over there, because we can't talk about what we do because it's confidential information and we don't want to talk about what patients do in our platform. But please stand up, Carlos. Carlos has done the genetic services with us. He knows it well, so it was easier. And how many kilos have you lost, Carlos? 43 in 100 days. Okay, so imagine what we can do. That's concrete. So that's what we want to do, connect the best to make it happen. To celebrate the summit, of course, we invite you to enjoy a free 3 year on the platform. Thank you very much and follow us on our networks. All right.
Este es ese. Este. So thank you, Clément. Next up, we have Biotech Technologies, which is the world's first smart toilet device tracking your health.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Adrian Gomez. I am co-founder and CEO of Biotech Technologies. And as you already know, we are developing a device that will track your health at the toilet. So first of all, let me talk you a little bit more about chronic kidney disease. Because in the United States, there are about 30 million people facing that disease that accounts about 46 billions every year in healthcare expenditure, that for Medicare is 6.7% of the budget. So now chronic kidney disease have 5 stages, stage 1 until stage 5. And the last 2 stages are where people need dialysis and also, if they are lucky, a renal transplant. So in the same graphic, you can see the cost by each stage. In the last 2 stages, as you can imagine, are the most expensive one. And already the payers in the United States are trying to do some kind of improvements in the first 3 stages. So now let me ask you, how many times do you visit the toilet every year? So the number is around 2,500 times. So now imagine if you can just have a fraction of that number and get clinical information in return. This is the reason we created Biotech Technologies, and we are developing the device to be able to detect different biomedical parameters through the urine in your toilet at home. The device is very simple to use. You put the device in your toilet, and it's communicated via Bluetooth with your smartphone, and you can share also your data with the clinician. This is the actual size of the device. Sorry about the quality of the picture, you know. so good. It's very small right now. And the value proposition is that we are helping to delay the last 2 stages because we are monitoring every day, daily, the patients. We are also detecting if the patient is getting worse or if they are also facing other kind of disease. And also we share the data with the clinician. So it's making better outcomes in the patients, but saving money to the payers. Right now, we are finishing the 3rd development of our sensor with an accuracy higher than the 95%. Sorry. Next year, we will start the certification process for submission of the pre-510K in the United States. And also, we will start with clinical validation with one of the main hospitals in Spain in the areas of cardiology, also urology and nephrology. And we are going to launch in 2022 as a B2B business model. Already we are at Bayer in Berlin because they invested in us. And also we are talking with Fresenius, the leading medical company providing services for chronic kidney disease patients. This is a subscription model. We are talking with a healthcare insurance in the United States. Because the whole family normally in the United States is into the same insurance. So if the one people have our device, also the whole family who could benefit from a daily monitoring basis. Our competition, probably you can already know, is going from the basic urine strips to high toilet manufacturers with expensive toilets over $10,000. Also already new devices that monitor with the camera the urine strips. And we are mixing the technology from the high toilet manufacturers with the basic urine strip and their scalability. Yeah? Okay.
Sorry.
We are asking for 700K, and this is our awesome team. Thank you. So if you want to know more information, you
I hate doing that, but I have to do it to keep things working on time. Next up, we have Eva from Weavy, which is an immersive and interactive 3D technology to assess and improve children's visual dysfunction at an affordable price.
Hello, I'm Eva. I'm the CIO of Weavy Vision. Do you see my glasses? Obviously, they are not normal glasses. They are a part of our solution that can change our children's life. But let me explain why and how. In Europe, there are 152 million children. 15 million of these children have severe visual dysfunctions. That's 1 out of 10. But half of them are still undiagnosed. Visual dysfunction means children who see double, have an inability to focus, and when reading, their eyes jump around, so they don't understand. Actually, the 20% of the children diagnosed with dyslexia and the 30% with ADHD are misdiagnosed. This is a huge market. Current optometric solutions are manual with low accuracy, and they are expensive. Who detects the problem? The parents and the teacher. Who can solve the problem? The optometrists. Nowadays, only 1% of the optometrists are offering this kind of services. That's why we created Weavy, an immersive 3D solution which accurately detects and improves children's visual dysfunctions at 1/10 the cost. Weavy provides cognitive algorithms, objective measures, real-time, and freedom of movement, while the user is an engaging experience for him in 20 minutes per session. It's a hardware, software, and services solution. But how we approach the market? Okay, it's a B2B model with the big optical chains. We have the letter of intent of 5 of the top chains, and we have co-designing with them. Our business model has 3 ways of incomes: equipment sales, a quote of maintenance, and a fee of services. Let me explain who we are. Well, I'm engineer telecommunication. I have more than 24 years experience, and I have worldwide responsibilities in companies such as Gamesa Siemens. I have the access at the main partners. The other co-founder, Juan Carlos, has a PhD. He's an optometrist with more than 25 years experience in real detection of binocular vision disorder. We have 25 years in the sector, and we have a strong team and a very huge team and an international board of advisors. We are very committed. We have 2 lead investors, 1 venture capital, and a Spanish company, and the founders, we are very committed. But to summarize, let me explain that we are not just offering a solution. We are offering an overall solution. Weavy, assessment and treatment, in the same solution, unique, the market, because we are co-designing the market with the prescribers, and third, an engaging experience for the user at an affordable price. Remember, there are 15 million children waiting for Weavy. Come on and join us to solve these visual functions. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Eva. Finally, in the healthcare section, we have Antonio from Working Minds. Working Minds delivers affordable treatment and precision diagnostic tools in mental health.
Hi, everyone. My name is Antonio Vian. I'm a neuropsychiatrist, and I'm the CEO of Working Minds. We're a startup focused on mental health. So we know for a fact that every single person in this audience is either struggling with depression or anxiety, or at least knows someone who is. This is because 1 out of every 4 people in the population has some kind of mental disorder throughout their lifetimes. And mental illness is not just about feeling unwell. It causes people to suffer greatly, function poorly at work, their school, their families. Depression is responsible for more work absences than cancer or heart disease. At its worst, it can lead to suicide. It's the leading cause of death for people between 15 and 40 years old, which is basically most of our age group. Last year here in Spain, there were twice as many deaths by suicide than by traffic accidents. So why is this happening? Well, there are at least 2 big factors contributing to this catastrophe. The first one is lack of access. 3 out of every 4 Europeans who suffer from mental disorders do not receive specialized treatment. The second problem is that there are no objective diagnostic tools for psychiatry. So if we cannot diagnose with precision, treatment will be delayed or inadequate, and the illness can become chronic or even fatal. So we're trying to address both these issues. First, we're increasing access to affordable care through our online platform that connects patients with therapists. There are thousands of unemployed therapists in Europe, and we're putting them back to work. We charge a small fee for each appointment, which is our main revenue stream right now, and we launched 6 months ago and are already in break-even. Secondly, we've developed an algorithm that's capable of detecting mental disorders based on how a person speaks. So basically, it detects speech patterns, and it converts them to a graph, and it predicts the patient's diagnosis. So we've been working on this algorithm in partnership with 3 big hospitals in Madrid, and so far, it has been able to diagnose psychosis, a severe mental illness, with an accuracy of 90%, which is, for mental disorders, unheard of. So now we're looking to raise a seed round of 200,000 euros to deploy the algorithm in our platform and offer it to our patients and scale the product. Our patients will have access to a free diagnostic tool, and every time they use it, we'll get a data sample and increase its accuracy. Once the accuracy reaches maximal precision, we'll apply for FDA, EMA approval, and license it to drug companies, testing new treatments, hospitals, psychiatric clinics, etc. So here's the team behind Working Minds. I'm the CEO and science expert. Sebastian, our CTO, has started several IT companies in the past and has a lot of entrepreneurial experience. Gisela is a brilliant developer who was working for programming for IBM when she was just 18 years old. Francisco is an award-winning designer. João is an investment, has been investing in funds of over 30 million euros, has a lot of business experience, and Pedro is an Oxford-trained lawyer, expert on data protection and intellectual property. So the next time you talk to that person who you know is struggling, remember, Working Minds is here to help. Thank you so much for your time.